starting off for us is the one and only Charles McCaffrey.
I was wanting to do this. Check 1, 2. Check. All right, good. So one of the things that I love about living in this area is all of the museums. And in particular, I love art. And one of my favorite places to visit is the Phillips Collection near DuPont Circle. About this time last year, they were doing an exhibit of the works of William Merritt Chase. And I had seen a couple of his paintings at the National Gallery, and so I was really excited about seeing this retrospective of his life's work. So early on a Saturday, I get up, metro into DuPont, have breakfast, browse through Kramer books, and then head over to the Phillips. And when you pay, you get a time ticket, as well as this little pin that lets the staff know that you've paid to see the exhibit. And then you go to the main entrance to the gallery, and there's a docent there who opens the doors for you after they've made sure that you've paid. And in this particular case, I walk up and she goes, "Hey, welcome back." Now, I've been there before, but I was pretty sure she didn't remember me. But I just said, "Hey, it's good to be back," and walked in, and we headed up to the 3rd floor where the exhibit was being held. Top of the stairs, second docent, again, very friendly greeting. "Hey, good to see you again." And I'm thinking, this place has got customer service down. So I go in, and the exhibit is just amazing. So for those of you who don't know, William Merritt Chase, American Impressionist from the 1800s. I love the Impressionists, Renoir, Monet, Cézanne. All right, Cézanne's post-impressionist, but... And it's just the brush strokes and the colors. It's amazing. It really leaves an impression. And as I turn the corner to go into the main exhibit hall, that's when I see her. Down at the far end is this large painting on a 4-foot by 4-foot canvas. And it's this beautiful woman, and she's in a burgundy kimono, and she's got a Japanese fan, and she's turned in profile to smell this big vase of flowers. And I bypass all the other artwork, and I go down there, and I'm standing in front of it, and I'm just in awe. And a third docent comes up, and again, she has a smile on her face, and she can tell I really appreciate this work of art. And she says, "So you came back to see your lady, huh?" Excuse me? She said, "Well, I just knew that you would be back to see the exhibit before it left. And I hope you don't mind, but I've been retelling the stories that you told the last time you were here about how you envisioned this person to be this young, progressive socialite who scandalized town by having Sunday champagne brunch, wearing only her negligee and a dressing gown. She terrorized her neighbors by taking her pet Black Panther for walks around the block. You were just so witty and so charming and engaging. And everybody just had a great time. I've been retelling those stories." I have no idea what she's talking about. and I know she's got the wrong person, because I've been called a lot of things in my life. Charming, witty, and engaging have not been included in that list. So I'm a little confused, and I mumble, "Hey, that's very interesting. I'm glad you enjoyed the stories," and kind of walked away, leaving us maybe a little bit both confused. So you can imagine my surprise when I got home that evening. I'm sitting on the couch, and on my coffee table, in a stack of books, is the catalog for that exhibit. And on the front cover is my lady, and on the inside is a time ticket from about a month ago. And it reminds me of something else that happened like this about the same time. I was at work. We were at our Monday staff meeting. We're going around talking about events coming up, and gets to my coworker, and she turns to me and says, I really want to thank Charles for stepping up and moderating that panel on Friday. I was totally beside myself when our moderator canceled, and without blinking an eye, without any prep, he just got up there and engaged with the panelists, engaged with the audience, and just pulled it off. He was just so witty and charming and engaging. There's those words again. And this time she had photos. There I was, in a suit and tie, holding the microphone, looking like a game show host, engaging with the audience, and everybody having a good time. No memory of this. Just like no memory of being at the art gallery. Fortunately, I keep a journal. So I get out my journal, I go to the entries for that date, and I start to read. And it starts to make sense. The journal entry starts with, today didn't go quite as planned. Went into DC to see the Chase exhibit, had breakfast, browsed through Kramer books, and headed over to the Phillips. As I was crossing the street, a car came up, stopped at the stoplight, looked right for traffic, missed me coming from the left, and accelerated through the intersection and hit me, knocked me on my ass. Nothing broken, just a little shaken. And the driver sat in her car while a couple of good Samaritans helped me up, helped me collect the contents of my book bag that were now scattered in the street. And when she saw that I was standing on my own, she rolled her window partway down and said, if you're okay, could you get out of the road? I'm late for an appointment. Apparently, instead of going to the hospital to get checked out, I went to go see the exhibit at the Phillips Collection. And I told these amazing stories about a woman I have never met and entertained the audience. And apparently, the next day, Friday morning, my coworker calls me in a panic because her panelist moderator has canceled. Can I come in and do it? Heck yeah! And on Saturday, my best friend shows up. We're supposed to go hiking in the Shenandoahs. I'm still in my morning wear, reading a book and having coffee, and I have no idea who he is. We'd gone to college together, served in the military, no idea. I don't know how he did it, but he convinced me to go to the hospital, and that's when they confirmed, yep, you have a concussion. You may experience some memory loss, but nothing permanent. Now, to this day, I don't remember any of this. The only thing I know is that when I'm concussed, I'm a very different person. I'm apparently charming, witty, and engaging. And from time to time now, when I'm being a bit of my curmudgeon self, my friends, my family, and my coworkers will say, maybe it's time you get hit by a car again. Thank you.